I bought a full 3D digital model of the Mark V that was actually already sliced up so you can print it out and make a full foam cosplay armor out of this. I thought maybe I could just modify the template somehow so we can like make it out of metal and have all the parts slide together, and then unfold when we want the suit. So I started with the legs and I made a cardboard model, cut it out just like how you'd make a regular cosplay armor piece, put it together. And first of all, because it's supposed to be made of foam, they're including bends that just are impossible with metal or cardboard, even metal especially. First started with the legs. Like they're just fancy tubes, right? So we can kind of use like a telescoping mechanism, I thought. They collapse into themselves, we can store it in a case. With the help of this machine right here. This is a Crossfire Pro CNC plasma cutter from Langmuir. It's just an awesome piece of equipment, and this project wouldn't be possible without it. Basically, it's going to take all the hassle out of cutting metal. You just got to export your 2D files, plug in the plasma cutter, hit a button, boom, cuts any part up to about a 1/2 inch thick steel, I think. So with this machine, we'll hopefully be able to get super intricate details that would be impossible otherwise. I'm thinking I can design the suit on SolidWorks, then use their sheet metal function to convert my 3D shapes to 2D sketches that we can then send to the plasma cutter, cuts them out, and then we can bend them back into the 3D models. So for the legs, I ended up doing a 2-stage collapse mechanism. Basically, the shin collapses into themselves and then the upper leg collapses in. That way we keep the knee joint separate so it can get a little smaller around there and also bend. That way it'll look more natural. So altogether, this piece has a dimension of about like 16 inches by 16 by 12 deep. I cut out and bent the leg pieces from some 16 gauge cold rolled steel, and I put them together to see if my plan worked. To connect the segments, I used some nylon straps positioned in such a way that the legs could still slide in and out of each other. As for the abs, I really like how he puts on that center piece, spreads out his arms, abs fall down, arms go into place. I think if we cut a bunch of metal sheets and stack them one on top of each other, they should be able to sit behind each other and then slide out when we need them. We can even cut and bend some hooks into them so they all latch onto each other and they can just fall out using gravity. Again, pretty simple. We go from one ab to an entire plate, just like the movies. Then we can attach them with more nylon straps, do what we just did before. And we can paint them red, add a little bit of detail to match the movie. Let's talk arms. All we gotta do is figure out the upper arm and bicep area. And I think we can borrow a similar design from the legs, just have the forearm compact and then the bicep compact and then have it all just, extend out on the arm. I also added some detail from the movies. I like little spikes on the arm links, just trying to make it more realistic because again we got that plasma cutter and we can paint it too to really make it look like the movies. So for the hands, we already have some full metal Iron Man hands left over from my last project. We just gotta paint them red. So I modeled a plate for the arc reactor. Using references for the Mark V suit. Then I also modeled the intricate upper chest part that kind of looks like a leaf from the suit as well. It's really just a matter of getting everything to fit together and look good. Definitely took some finessing, but I think I got it. So to actually get the arc reactor to light up, I used a mini ring light along with a piece of plastic I sanded to give it a nice diffused look. And I 3D printed a piece to hold it on. Then we took that top piece I plasma cut, gave it a nice polish, and then put it on top. For the neck, I just modeled the part on SolidWorks again. It just goes around my shoulders, leaving room for my neck. Plasma cut it out and bent it into shape. Then for the shoulders, kind of did the same thing. These were honestly one of the trickier parts to this suit because we don't have a way to make things round yet. We just have a way to make like a series of little bends. Cut out 3 different sections for each shoulder, bend them into shape, connected them up as best I could. Again, using some more nylon straps. But this part was honestly super satisfying. Just seeing it all come together. It was just a matter of sanding each part over and over with finer grains, adding some polishing compound until we got that nice shine. Oh yeah, then we also had to throw a little hot rod red in there as well. I actually used 2 different colors for this. One color is like a darker cranberry red. Then I finished it off with some red metallic car paint, which gives it that classic red shimmer, but a little bit darker, just like the Iron Man suit. So we're almost done, but you might be asking, what about the back of the suit and also the helmet? So right now, basically we just have a bundle of compact parts, but we still gotta make it into a case. So I used a bit more sheet metal. I formed sort of a shell around them, give it a slightly better aesthetic. I also added a handle so we can pick it up. Then that shell can actually unfold and we can use some magnets and stuff to clip it onto our back. But the better way to go is to use our metal backpack we made in the last video, which has the helmet attached to it. That automatically puts on our head. So finally, after hundreds of hours, thousands of dollars spent on this project, the suit is ready.